We're bringing you a Disney Afternoon styled week this week as we dive into one of the darkest Disney Afternoon series, Gargoyles, and unbox Goliath Ultimate Action Figure from NECA.
Step right up and come on in, here's where the fun begins.
If you haven't already done so, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on more fun and special offers from Toyshnip.com. As a special bonus just for watching today, remember to keep an eye out in the balcony for a special discount code that's going to save you 15% on your purchase at Toyshnip.com. Here we go.
1,000 years ago, superstition and the sword ruled. It was a time of darkness. It was a world of fear. It was the age of gargoyles.
Gargoyles premiered in October 1994 as part of the fun, bright, and witty Disney Afternoon lineup. It followed an ancient clan of gargoyles transported to modern-day Manhattan when their Scottish castle was relocated. So how does a dark-toned gothic cartoon end up in a lineup of shows like DuckTales, Tailspin, and Gummy Bears? Well, we are talking about the 90s and the days of the weekday afternoon programming. Remember those shows that you just couldn't miss? You raced off the bus and ran in and turned on the TV? Shows like X-Men and the Batman animated series were doing so well on Fox that Disney needed something. And Gargoyles was the answer. The Gargoyles were a team of nocturnal creatures that were stoned by day and came alive at night. After reawakening in modern-day New York City and attempting to adjust to modern-day life, they took on the roles of secret nighttime protectors and giving them a superhero persona. Some even say Gargoyles is the best gothic cartoon of the 90s, and still to this day has quite a following, which is why in 2021, toy company NECA decided the time for Gargoyles has come again and created a really ultimate collectible for die-hard fans. Named because of his large stature and leader of the Manhattan Clan, the Goliath Ultimate Action Figure. So this box is pretty big, which means the figure must be a Goliath. Get it? On the front, we got this great dark artwork from the show featuring Goliath up on top of his perch, his glowing eyes, the lightning behind him, and you can see just this gothic architecture as well. We got the Gargoyles logo on the bottom, and then NECA actually took that a step further in his name at the bottom, as well as the Ultimate Action Figure, extending that Gargoyles text that we're familiar with. Now, with this being an Ultimate Action Figure, we get the ultimate packaging that we know from NECA here, which includes, wait for it, that's right, the Velcroed flap door, which opens up to reveal this huge window box, revealing the figure and all of his accessories. Then on the other side of this flap, we get this great full product shot photo of Goliath from top to bottom, just really showing off his mammoth size. Now we go over here to the side, we actually have two unique sides. He actually comes with two interchangeable heads. So one side we see his gargoyle kind of grin there. On the other side, we have the alternate head when he gets angry with his glowing eyes. And on the bottom of each of these, we got the Gargoyles logo again, and then the NECA logo as well. Flip it up top, we got the Gargoyles logo with Goliath again, the Ultimate Action Figure following that Gargoyles font, as well as a nice flap here for display on a pegboard. Now around on the back side, we have another full shot of Goliath here up top, and then three individual shots of Goliath in different poses, also showing off the accessories. And then we have the words here: frozen in stone by day, flesh and blood, winged warriors by night. Awakening after 1,000 years, a band of powerful gargoyles find themselves transported to a time and place not their own. Here, the misunderstood creatures battle modern-day barbarians and struggle to understand their strange new world. Gargoyles, the legend begins. Here he is, Goliath, in full, gigantic 8-inch form here in his Ultimate Figure from NECA. And before we get started, we actually have some assembly to do here. So we have to put on his tail. You can see in the back here, there's this hole that we're just going to insert the tail into there. And then around back for his wings, we're going to actually insert these into there as well. On one side, and then we're going to put this in. We turn this guy around, and man, there he is. Look at, with those wings on, it doesn't even fit in the camera there. See if we can back this off. We have a wingspan of 16 inches there when he has those wings attached and the long tail that comes down. Just look at the paint job on this. Really captures his lavender skin that we see right out of the show. The detail in his face. Look at those angry eyes and just all the chiseled features there on his face. Going down into the muscular region, all the shading in his chest. That belt buckle really pops. And I really love this rubberized texture that they use here on his like loincloth. It really almost looks like a cloth material. And those muscles just go down into his legs, again with all that shading. And look at even some details here in the paint color on his toenails. This is just really an incredible figure. It goes up into the wings. Even the veins you can see inside the wings. They're textured just like stone. Now let's talk about articulation. We do have movement up here in the head. We can move it up and down as well as back and forth. We have movement up here into his shoulders and down into his biceps here. We have a really nice double jointed elbow here. And again, just look at the detail in that sculpt there on that. And then down into the hand, we got the really nice, we can flip that all the way around and then up and down. Look at those veins there in his hand. Again, that's the same on both sides. Then down here into his torso, we can twist back and forth at his waist, and he does have some flexibility here, able to do a little bit of sit-ups there. Then down into his legs, we can get him in full split action there and rotation. We got another joint down here into the knee area and then down into his ankles as well. We can twist those around as well as up and down for posing. And then we even have some movement up and down here in his toes. His tail here can actually move up and down, and then there is some wire in there, so you can actually bend that around and pose that as you wish. And then his wings up here, there is some movement. You can hear that snapping in his wings there. There is some movement up in the wings. You can move them up and down and then back and forth as well. All right, now Goliath comes with plenty of accessories, including his wings and his tail, what we put together earlier. He also comes with 3 pairs of alternate hands. So we have closed fists here that we can swap out on him. And then we have an extra hand here that looks like it would be good for holding something, maybe like a jalapeno. We'll talk about that in just a minute here. He does have an alternate head here, so when we know from the show when he would get angry, his eyes would actually glow. You lose his pupils in his eyes and they would glow bright white, and then he would get quite fierce. So we can see him in quite an angry pose there. We can swap that out. It also comes with this book here, which if you're a fan of the show, you would know as the Grimorum Arcanorum, or Book of Spells, which is featured in the show. And then lastly, we already hit on it once, but we're gonna go back to it now, a jalapeno pepper. A jalapeno pepper? Why do you ask? Well, this is from a specific episode where Goliath tries a pepper for the first time and yells throughout the city,
Jalapeno! Jalapeno! Jalapeno!
On a side note, the story behind this is even better. Keith David, the voice actor of Goliath, would often shout out jalapeno after picking it up from a friend and blues singer who used it in place of hallelujah, or some curse words as they might have said. He made a bet with the creator of the show, Greg Wiseman, that he couldn't incorporate the phrase into the story. So Greg took the challenge and actually wrote a whole jalapeno subplot and tried to work it into the show as much as humanly possible.
Jalapeno! Jalapeno! Jalapeno!
Jalapeno.
And again, as I mentioned earlier, I love how you can swap out that one hand and it's perfect for holding the jalapeno, so you can literally recreate that scene from the show. So Goliath is able to soar right into your home now at Toyshnip.com. And while you're there, check out NECA's other gargoyle character, Thailog, Goliath's evil clone. Did you know that Thailog is actually Goliath spelled backwards? Also, did you catch the discount code up in the balcony? If not, go back and rewatch it so you can save 15% on your purchase now at Toyshnip.com. I'm Turgo from Toyshnip, and we'll see you next time. Remember to hit subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on more fun from Toyshnip.com.